Steel, man! Where are you driving from? Oh, something like, yeah, half hour, right? Press that. $140. Scores! So how about that, huh, guys? That was my steel BG55. The one I got from Nick Iriarty. The one I spent 40 bucks into getting it going. I had it listed for 150. The guy wanted it for 140. I said okay, so there you go. I profited 100 bucks for a leaf blower. Not bad. I feel complete satisfaction that I got my 40 bucks back and a $100 bill for all that trouble that I went through on that crazy project, you know. But in the end, it was a happy ending, right? Get rid of another piece of equipment, making money at the same time. So it's the next day, and today's the day. That's right, this thing's been sitting here for about a year. I gotta get rid of it somehow. It's my next project in line, in queue. So I'm gonna try to roll this out, take it to the front of the garage, and we're gonna put an engine on this. Eventually we're gonna put the Swiss cheese deck on it if the engine runs, and then try to clean it up and get it sold so it's out of my backyard. So here we go, we're in front of my garage now. I'm actually doing this. I'm really surprised that all 4 tires held air for a year. I think all I did was put some ATF in some of it, you know what I mean? So it rolled right out of my backyard very easily. This is the engine I'm gonna put in here. This is a 12.5 Flathead. I got it from a local guy here. I think his name was Newman.
Hello, Newman.
All right, so I got a couple of engine mounting bolts. I'm gonna take this hood off. Just lay it over here. I'm just gonna plop it on. It's not tremendously dirty here. It's actually pretty clean. Problem is, this engine has a one-piece flow jet type carburetor on it. That's hinky. And this muffler here doesn't fit. But I tried to stick the muffler in first. I think that's what I should do. Well, of course it doesn't fit. Ouch. Ooh, that worked. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? All right. Cool. That worked out. That's one. So I got all the bolts in there, and while that looks like it's a bolt, this is broken. So it's only held on by 3. It's fine. This bracket actually is a vertical one. Goes down like that. I have to find one of those clips that you put over here to attach this part to that. I don't know where I'm gonna find one of those. I'm sure I can find one in my box of parts. So like I was telling you before, it's one of those one-piece updraft flow jets. Hate those. I'm wondering if I could upgrade this to the regular kind, because I have lots of intake manifolds to fit there and put a regular Briggs & Stratton carburetor on there. I think that's what I might do if this one doesn't work. One of these things. Just found it in my cart there. So I was having a little bit of trouble trying to figure this out. I think this is just the throttle, because there's another lever on the interior of this flow jet carburetor that it's to choke. So I believe this is designed for a separate choke lever, which is no good. I don't want to do that, but for testing right now we'll keep it the way it is, just to see, you know what I mean? So number one, we're going to connect the engine to the electric start and all the wiring harness and everything. Then I'm going to put a battery in there, and then we're going to shoot some go-go juice in here and see if this fires up. Because if it doesn't fire up, there's no point on continuing, right? So let's get to the other side and connect the engine. So here we have the dual circuit stator on the top. You can tell it's dual circuit because it's red and black wires. You can feel over here that there's a diode that restricts current from going back to the stator and frying it. So I need to find a 7/16 nut to attach the positive current to the starter. It's grounded by the engine being mounted on the machine. I need to find a coupler that goes to this, that attaches to that. And there's another wire that goes to the lights, you know. Actually, this one already has it, but we do need to connect the stator and the light circuit to this, along with the magneto kill, which I believe is attached to the throttle plate on the other side. That's how you, when you ground it, when you pull the lever all the way down, it grounds it that way. But we may have to adapt that by putting the wire onto the magneto, routing it this way to the circuit over here that goes to the key switch. So I have to find one of these things and a 7/16 bolt. So I think I found the right nut for it. You want to route the cable behind the dipstick. Cletus, you dipstick!
Cletus, you know what you are? You're a dipstick, a 14-karat dipstick.
I found this harness in my box of harnesses. It was easy to find. First thing I looked for was the matching female plug to this, and 6 holes. Just connect that. This is the stator and the light circuit. Hopefully the stator works. Uh-oh. That's going to be a problem. If you look in there, right, one of the prongs is retracted inside. It's not going to stick out. Unless that might be that might just be the light circuit, so I'm gonna try it anyway. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, I don't know. I doubt it. It might. Anyway, I'll just shove it in there. And so these remaining 2 wires, the black one goes to the magneto, so that the kill switch, your ignition switch, the key, will shut off the engine to the magneto. Grounds it, shuts it off. This other one here is if you had a fuel solenoid on the other side, you would take this all the way there and this would plug into the fuel solenoid, which I don't have. And this one's the ground to the fuel solenoid. So I don't have that, so I'm not going to use that. But this might be used later to connect to the magneto if I can't shut it off. Alright, but I'll keep this the way it is right now, and let's go get that battery that we've been testing with that desulfator. Let's see if that works. So here's the battery that we tried. We probably charged 7 or 8 times. 2 of it with the desulfator on it. That fits. Let's it's been sitting here for a couple of weeks without current, so let's see if it holds a charge of at least 12.4. I doubt it. 4.5 volts, guys. So this battery is DONESKI. But I will put a charger to it now, so at least we can kind of crank the engine and test it, you know. Got a bag of nuts and bolts from my buddy Jason over at Pate's Performance. He always helps me out when he can. I always have trouble finding the nuts and bolts that I could use, you know. So this battery is DONESKI. Next time I'm going to do a DONESKI, I want you to all do it with me together. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's do one together. Let's do it all together again in 3 seconds. Ready? This battery is DONESKI! There you go. Doesn't that feel good to say that? Well, I know I always feel good when I say it. Because the battery is DONESKI. DONESKI, I believe, is derived from Polish. When you have a ski at the end, it becomes Polish. Alright, so this is 5 volts or less, right? So it's not going to be able to start the engine. So I'm just going to put a jumper pack on it, you know? Alright, so I got a jumper pack on it. I know the jumper pack works because I've been charging it, right? Let's turn it on. Got some contact cleaner from my friends over at Lucas Oil Products. As you can see, we have a key and a key switch. Let's just go over here, spray some go-go juice in here. That's quite a lot. I can't close the choke except with my hands, so then how am I gonna... How about that, huh? I was on brake the whole time and I was rolling it. So let's see. Think it'll start? I don't think it'll start. Wow, it cranked. That's good. Seems to be kind of frozen at that one point there. It's not bad. At least it cranks, so we know this. That my wiring harness is good. It seems a little tough to turn. You know, maybe it's just not strong enough. Whatever. Yeah, now it's frozen. I can't turn it at all. So we know the key switch works, we know the solenoid works, we know the starter works, we know the wiring harness works. We don't know if it charges just yet because we haven't started it yet, right? But that's a good sign right there. Switch, solenoid, starter. That's really good, right? I checked the oil, but it seems like it's seized now. It's really low, but there is some in there. Could it be that there was none in there and that's just residual oil for the indicator, and that because of a lack of oil it's stuck in there, you know? Looks like we might have to unseize it because you can't turn it or do any more testing because it's seized. So I'm going to take this top cover off and get a breaker bar on the top crankshaft nut and try to turn it that way. And in addition, I'm going to take the spark plug out and see if there's any fluid in there maybe. Tells you how old this is. It takes 7/16 to take this cover off.
They're usually 3/8.
For you enthusiasts, I'm looking at the engine number and it's 281707. So it's a 28 cubic inch engine. I loosened this already in the back. Oh no! Squeak, squeak. Try not to breathe or stand upstream of the wind. I'm gonna blow this out. The starter was hung up. That's what was wrong with it. So now it's free again. Free! Look at that. This Bendix on this starter is DONESKI! This starter Bendix is DONESKI. This is the old starter too. You can tell because it sticks up like that. Oh man, I don't know if I have another starter with this plastic gear on it. Man, I'm gonna have to go look. So far we're running into quite a lot of issues, huh? And you know what? I don't like it that the magneto kill is on that throttle thing. So I think I'm gonna disconnect this one and connect this one to it that goes to the switch. Look what I found. This is a starter off of the old Toro, I believe. And it's got a good plastic gear on it. I don't think the starter is very good. It might work, but I don't think it's very strong. At least that's what I remember. That's why I changed it, you know. This starter seems to do the job. It does turn it, you know what I mean? And it has problems getting hung up on here because the Bendix gear is DONESKI, right? So I'm thinking I'm just gonna try to remove this. I'll be honest with you, I've never removed one like this before. And I'm gonna take this Bendix gear, the plastic one, replace it with that one. I think I might have to remove this though. And looks like how you take it off is take this clip off. I don't know how you do it. I've never done one like this. And then there's a pin. There's a pin in there. You could just tap it out or whatever and this whole thing should just come off. But I gotta remove this one first. Disconnect the power to that. As you guys saw, I took that the original starter off. I was getting ready to swap the top and everything. Then I said, you know what? Why am I going through all this trouble? Let me test this old starter to the jumper pack and see if it spins strong. And it did. It spun very well. So I just put the old one on here. I'm sorry, the new to me one on there. I wasn't 100% sure about the gassage in here. I'm sorry, the oil. So I mean, it appears that it has some, but it definitely needs more, right? And so to prevent it while we're testing from seizing again, I'm gonna put some SAE 30 plus from my friends over at Lucas Oil Products. Oh yeah, oh Earl, yeah, lubricates the joints. It's like a dialysis. I'm going to remove this magneto kill wire from that's connected to the throttle bracket. So let's sit there for a minute while we try this one later. This is the way I'd like to shut off my engine, by just turning the key off, you know what I mean? Instead of the other way around. So now this should shut off the engine with the key instead of the other way around. So you know what? We got some oil in there. We changed the starter with a good Bendix gear on here. It seems to work. So now it won't re-seize again. We've got the shut off over here. I guess we should just try it again, see if it starts. We don't have to blow anything in there because I've already blown it in there. Oh, maybe I'll blow some more in there. It didn't ignite, you know, so I'll just shoot a little bit more in there. I'm gonna hold the choke and let's try it again. Oh, you know what? It's not gonna crank because I didn't put the battery pack back on. Yep, dead. All right, battery pack is on there. I'm gonna hold the choke closed. I'm gonna crank it some more and see what happens. Huh. Starter may be bad after all, huh? It's not moving at all. Weird. I just removed the gas tank so I have access to the solenoid. I tested the starter, it works. It was running, so I'm just gonna jump the solenoid and see what happens. Nothing. Starter doesn't work. Odd, man, because it worked before when I tested it. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to end up taking the Bendix gear off after all. Oh, wait a minute. No, doesn't work. So as you saw, it took me a long time to get the second pin out. The first pin came right out. Second pin I mushroomed so much that it wouldn't go all the way through. So I had to bang it on the other end and get it the other way out. It finally did come out. I swapped the Bendix gear from that one to this one. So now this one is supposedly good. Battery's just not strong enough to start this. So I put a charger on the battery again. Cut myself from this shard over here, and now it looks like it turns. Watch, but the battery's dead. See? So that is the sound of it. The solenoid working, the starter working. It just doesn't have enough juice to start it. My jumper pack is dead too. So you know, with all this testing and stuff, actually, since we're testing it, right? Maybe I should take the magneto kill wire off, just to rule out anything, so that way we know for sure it's going to get spark, because there's nothing stopping this magneto from getting spark. But listen, I'm beat, man. Got this out of the yard, took the mouse nest out, took the top thing off, changed the Bendix gear on the starter a couple of times, right? We've got the wiring harness on here, put a crappy battery on there. I have a feeling that if this continues, I have to get the newly charged battery for my winch in my van to test, you know, because that battery's just toast, you know. But it looks like the key switch, solenoid, starter, Bendix gear, they work. And looks like we have compression. And added some oil in there, attached the throttle cable onto the throttle bracket. So we did quite a lot today. Didn't expect to get this carcass of crap going in one day, you know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for part 2 of the carcass of crap revitalization repower project. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Hey Henry, it's Andy from the UK, aka Mower Wizard. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to give me a like. Also, comment below. Subscribe. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's free, right? Also, hit that little bell. That way you'll get post notifications whenever there's a new video and you won't miss out on any of them. Remember to follow my Instagram and Facebook, as well as if you'd like to donate $1 or $2, paypal.me/mowersandblowers. Really appreciate all the support. Also, to keep the videos coming every day, support the channel. Bye.